Yeah, I can speak about it. The early years of The Apprentice was all driven based on title, school, merit, so that it would get the best ratings possible. They wanted the most outgoing people. So what you see on reality television was started basically by The Apprentice. And ever since then, it's basically, oh man, who can be the best manipulator? And that's what that was.
100%.
Yeah, so from that though, that was just a side gig. I developed new businesses. I went into marketing with automotive, then decided to start the current company I have, which is in merchant processing, and we're a large privately held merchant processing company in the United States. And on top of that, I threw in some politics. Also had some ups and downs in the life.
Sure.
Went through a divorce a few years ago, unfortunately, but the Lord has blessed me, and I've learned a lot through that course. And here I am today talking to you guys. So that's my 60 seconds.
Glad to have you, Mark. We also had another guest, Reverend Tate from the upper room. I'm Andre. Why don't you guys just introduce yourselves real fast?
Yeah, this is Pastor Tate. It's good to be here with you guys. I'm not going to do the 60-second intro. I think I'll just take just a few moments. For most of the guys here on this panel, I serve as their pastor. I've known them for many years. And I'm just happy to be here. I just want to be a part of what's happening, keep this thing moving, make it happen. And we're looking forward to what the show has to say today. And sitting here next to Mark, I can see by his personality that he's a take charge kind of guy.
Kind of looks like it.
I like that. That'll be exciting.
And you're an alum also of Colorado Christian, correct?
Yeah, I went to Colorado Christian University as well.
Oh, really? What years did you go?
I went very late after.
Oh, so you're a little older than me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Should I be saying that when I've got gray hair myself?
I think all of us.
I mean, my dating
all
profile,
gray
my dating profile said I was at, age 47 or 48,
Yeah, I'm way past that. So.
Oh, but you look so handsome,
Well,
Pastor.
of course.
I mean,
Well, thank you.
God's good.
That's what I probably should say. Thank you.
look, you know what? These guys are already laughing. We've been taking up their whole
Let's
show.
just take
Can we
the
just
show,
call
man.
this the
Let's
Pastor and then the Mark
There you
Barrington
go.
show about nothing?
That sounds good to me.
And if anybody wants to call in and talk with the guys, call us at 303-477-5600 and ask these men questions. Ask Mark questions about business and finances, because that's what this show is going to be about today. It's going to be about money, business, and what it drives us to do. So let's go around the table and introduce ourselves like we normally do, and let's get into the show. We'll start over here with the truth.
Well, I think you just introduced me. You introduced me for all by yourself, man.
Oh man, you sound like you're a little tongue-tied. What's going on, True? You a little nervous your pastor's here?
He's not telling the truth.
Afraid he's gonna say something bad.
Well, hey, this is Andre, a local business owner as well.
I'm Brock.
This is Heath, the actor in Colorado.
Marino, a local business owner.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
All right.
We've already done it, so.
No, that's the pastor. I'll do it for you.
Yeah, pastor.
All right, let's get into it. So, Mark, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell us, do you plan on trying to get to Congress again? Do you plan on trying to run again?
I would say running for office is one of the hardest things that you can ever do in your life. And I started at age 26 when I was ticked off at the city council because they wouldn't answer my questions. So I said, you know what? I'm going to run. Never involved in politics. And I skewed the election, got 33% and kept the Republican from winning, which I shouldn't say that on a conservative show, But the reality is it's my freedom and I wanted to make a difference. And at that point I was like, you know what? We're going to do this again. So I did it again and I drove myself 6 figures into debt.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was pretty stupid, but it was well worth it. Okay. And then I tried it again and I lost. And then I tried it a final time. But what was different about the final time was my wife at the time had said, you cannot do this unless you have safeguards in place. And I said, well, what are those? She goes, you need to have an accountability group because the church was not providing it to me, which I won't name. And I needed to have the finances lined up because we weren't spending a dime. And I needed to have the support and I needed a staff. And I said, holy smokes, how do you do that? So I went to my Mexican mafia buddy, Cy, and I said, we need to pray. And that's a different story, I'm telling you. It's pretty awesome. I don't want to get too ADHD on the show. But what happened is that we went and prayed together. And I said, I don't know how to pray for this. I don't know how to ask for it. He said, well, let's just do it. And we got on our knees and we prayed specifically for those 4 things. And within 24 hours, I had all 4 things and 6 figures of donations ready to go.
Wow.
And then once that happened, now you become the factor to try and change, but people don't want to take you seriously. And unfortunately, in my mistakes that I've learned in the last 2 years of being separated and divorced, is I always said, I don't want to be that guy that's the leader and get divorced like every other politician you hear about. And for the record, I did not cheat on my wife. We just did not get along, and I put too much pressures on her.
Sure.
And it was not appropriate as a husband and as a leader, because I was always saying, hey, can you be here? And we weren't yin and yang together. It was not supportive. And so when you ask, am I going to do it again? Yes. At the right time, when God provides and he puts great people like you in the midst of Mark Barrington.
Awesome.
Good.
Curious. So were you running as an independent? Then?
As a Republican.
You were, but
Yeah.
you bumped it.
Because what happens is Colorado is lost, okay? And nobody's stepping up.
Sure.
You have the party,
agree with
you have the GOP suing the GOP. And I am just absolutely angry. And we don't want to make this a political show. What we want to do is inspire people to find their inner desires. You know, we've got a small entrepreneur to the left of me. We've got a pastor to the right of me. This is where their desires are. And when you're done listening to this show, you should be so exhausted and so excited, like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. But look at the people you surround yourself with, right? And that's what this table is right here.
Absolutely.
Another thing, it's our I'm Brock, and our website is up and running for everybody who's wondering now. It kind of took us 3 months, but we're theguysperspective.org. It's theguysperspective.org, all lowercase. So you can go to our website. You can now subscribe to our newsletters that's going to come out. You'll be able to make a donation to the show. We're just progressing forward. One other question I wanted to ask you is, Elon Musk says that the laws are old school laws and they need to be changed, especially like in society. Do you think that like laws need to be changed so that entrepreneurs could further their business and increase more wealth?
I think what needs to happen is what Abraham Lincoln, Ronald Reagan, and the founding fathers said, which is government should be limited.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. That's not what Barack Obama said.
You know what?
Wow.
Listen, we can't do that. And if you want to get ratings, we can yell and scream and get people all and talk all politics. But that's not how we're going to get the ratings. We're going to get the ratings by finding new ways. Forget about the stinking past. Feel that energy. Get excited, boys, and we're going to move forward. Yeah, baby.
Hey, I got a quick question, Mike. What would you say to a guy that's in my situation where
Are you single?
Yes, sir.
Well, don't ask me for advice. Because you know what? I've made a lot of mistakes in the last 2 years, and the first biggest one is don't give them a credit card.
No, so on the serious note.
Okay, serious.
What would you say to a guy in my situation that has made too many failures and feels like, you know, his life's passed by? You know, I'm almost 50 years old. It's like, you know, going to college is like, it's not even in my mindset because I feel like my life has passed me by.
So it hasn't passed you by because I've been there and I've been suicidal, and after the divorce had a minor heart attack and 12 seizures.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, because I put so much stress on it. So here's the reality.
Really?
Take what you have with a grain of salt. Surround yourself with the right people. Pray, like what I've been doing, and just use this. I try to read a book a week, okay? And the most recent one I read was called the Let Them book by Mel Robbins. And you just have to have, and I've always had this attitude, but it's let them. And when I've got a pastor here sitting next to me and an entrepreneur, my failures are my greatest strengths. Are you with me on that?
Yeah.
My failures are my greatest strengths. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down all of those negative things, okay? I want you to put them on a side piece of paper. And then I want you to put a blank piece of paper and have that, because that blank piece of paper is the future. And that's what you have to focus on. I've struggled with that. And I'm sure, Pastor, would you agree with that when people come to you and do counseling?
Absolutely. And you said it. You call failures your greatest strength. And I think it's how you look at it. This is a guy's perspective. And I think the problem has been we look at things in the wrong way. You call it failures. To me, they're just stepping stones to the next step or to the next level. You and I have talked about this, and I think how you view it, how you see it is what you're going to believe. And man, Mark is hitting it right on the nail, man. That's exactly what you need to do. Your life isn't over. I mean, it's not done. I'm 62 years old, and I'm experiencing things today that I hadn't experienced in life, and I don't look at it as though, I'm too old. I could never get any more than what I've gotten. But I see a bright future for me, and I see it for our church, and I think it's how you look at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your perspective is not right. It's not in the right place.
And we also have a Reno sitting next to us who's a small business owner. Have you experienced failures as well?
Absolutely. You just get back up and keep going.
Yeah,
If
learn.
you learn from them, but you can't stay down.
Right.
You got to keep going.
What about resting on your laurels? I think a lot of us do that as business owners, and sometimes we get used to the, word of mouth. I mean, my business has been word of mouth. I've not advertised whatnot, and I could easily rest on my laurels, which I admit
Sure.
to a fault I have at times. But what made you basically be who you are?
What drives me?
Correct.
Being told no.
I love it. Absolutely.
I hate
That's a
it.
good driver.
That's a good driving force.
Don't tell me no.
That driver happened for me. I had an acting teacher in high school. She said, "Well, this ain't for you." I said, "Go, okay, goodbye." I've probably been in more films than any of those people that were in those classes.
Yeah. And I think back to your original question of you feel that you've had failures. That's your mindset. You need to change that.
Shift.
You need
Well,
to shift it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's too much of the failure part, but I on the outside looking in, I see, some of my friends who had, a desire at a young age to
Okay.
be this or be that, and go to college for a certain, job they wanted to pursue. I never had that.
Okay.
I
What do you
never
want
had-
now?
Well, see, I never.
You're on a radio show.
That's kind of
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How cool is that?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that's,
You got the guy's perspective. Go ahead.
Well, and let me say too, Brian, it's comparison is the thief of joy.
mm.
It does. Anytime we compare ourselves to anything else, then we're kind of not on our own walk.
And I think go ahead.
I just want to say for all the listeners out there, call us at 303-477-5600. I'm going to slow that down. It's 303-477-5600. Call in and ask some questions. We'd really like to hear some feedback.
Call in now in the next 30 seconds and you shall get absolutely
Actually,
nothing.
you know what? I'm glad you said that. For our first caller who calls in, what are we going to do, guys? We're going to send them to steak dinner?
Oh yeah.
Over at
dinner?
Columbine, right?
That's what we're
Yeah,
going to do.
Columbine Steakhouse.
First person to call in, ask a serious question, a good question, try to stump either Mark or my pastor, and steak dinner it is.
Yeah, and again, this is a guy's perspective. So we're basically talking about anything and everything that, us guys deal with, including the ladies too. It's not exclusive, but we certainly do have situations where, as business owners and potential politicians, Mark, honestly, there are things inside my life and my walk where I would love to step in that arena, but you get crucified. I mean,
But it doesn't matter.
It?
It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the very only time I was really ever crucified and persecuted was in 2010, and I didn't have any money. I only had raised like $200, and my friends started calling me and saying, "Dude, you're on this 8x10 flyer. It says that you kill babies and you beat up your wife." I said, "What?" And then it had a list of all of the records of the police, because I lived in a pretty interesting area where I had to call police because my house was broken into. And what people don't realize is to actually read the CR codes and what they're for.
Yeah.
And I was really scared. And then I realized, you know what? God's got this, because none of it's true. And I feel what's gotten me through this, as well as the most recent elections, because I did get depressed after you lose. It's devastating when you have a dream and Pastor, feel free to chime in, because I'm sure pastors go through this. You want to build this church, but you get so much criticism. The reality is they're not looking into their own lives.
Absolutely.
We're not looking into our own lives. And for me, I'm stepping up, because out of 795,000 registered voters, we're going to let the Democrats just run us into the ground with not a single person running. God, give me the power to stand. And if this is a David and Goliath moment, and my attitude changed, and it didn't matter if I won or lose, because I knew that I can be anything as long as I have that armor and that shield, and what Philippians 4:13 says, which is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Absolutely.
And you can even dig deeper and go into Hebrews chapter 11, which says, by faith, over 30 different times. That chapter, I'm trying to memorize the entire thing, because I would love to be able to just stand up and read it without having to read it. And that's where
like by faith, Samson smote all them people. By faith, Ruth. By faith, Abraham. By faith.
And that's the beautiful thing about the Bible too, is it talks, there's nothing magical about the Bible. It talks about the trials of life. Absolutely. And how they made it through. There is no perfect Christian, and there's no perfect person, except for Jesus, obviously.
Yeah.
But, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, that's why that some of the things, if people want to try to debunk the Bible, like there's a lot of things that are like bad and terrible in there, and then there's a bunch of like just destinations, locations, people, and life and lineage and all of this stuff, which would seem like superfluous if you were just trying to get people to go to God. So my point being is that all of that accounts to the same thing in the truth of the Bible, whereas people would say, oh well, they tried to debunk it for that. I don't know.
I get you.
Why are you raising your hand? This isn't school.
Sorry, no.
Hold on. It's like this. I know you can't see it out on the radio world, but he's like this.
It's just, and the reason why is because I have my professor. She critiqued us last week, and
I don't care. This isn't college.
True that.
This is your show.
So for everybody out there that's listening, call us at 303-477-5600.
You got it now.
Let's know, seriously, what these gentlemen are talking about is amazing. What would you say was your lowest point, or Pastor, what was your lowest point, and what did y'all do to climb out of that, so that our listeners could know?
You go first, Pastor, because you're a godly person.
Let me say this.
I like this guy, man.
Mark says something, and actually Andre started it by talking about, putting yourself out there and then getting attacked and crucified. And have I had my moments? Absolutely. And at first, it took some time. When people lie on you and they say things about you, it's hard to take. But after a while, you kind of grow a thick skin. And there's a statement that I think some of us have already heard. What people say behind my back is none of my business. I'm not concerned about what people say. I know what's in my heart. I know what's in my spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And I am determined to get where my destiny will take me. And we got to get there. We got to get there. You can't let voices and things people say stop you. We've made it. Some of you guys have been with me for a long time. We just celebrated 37 years in our church, and it was not an easy 37 years. It was tough, but today, if I had to judge my past by how I feel today, it was well worth it, and God has given me strength. He's given me health, and I'm extremely encouraged. And that I'm not just a pastor. I'm a businessman too, so I like doing business. I try not to be a burden to the church, and the Lord has blessed us in so many ways.
That's well said.
Look straight ahead. Never deviate from the dream. You got somebody calling?
Mark. What would you say was like maybe one of your lowest points?
Sure.
And you were able to dig yourself out.
Well, first of all, if people are talking behind your back, do we got a caller? Yeah. We got a caller?
Hey,
John,
talk to the guys.
How are you, John?
Sure, John. Sure. Well, yeah. I think in a nutshell, it's you take a napkin, okay? and I've started every business and idea. And I write either a triangle or 4 squares. And in the center, you put your dream. Okay? Put your dream. You with me, John? Then on each of the corners, I want you to put what that dream includes. All right? So if it's business, what business do you want to get into? And then in the next corner, you're going to put all of the pros that you think could happen. And then in the other corner, the top right corner, or whichever one you want, you put the negatives of it. And then on the final one, you put, if you're doing a square, because it's either a triangle or a square, whichever you want to do, you can put what your wishes are. Okay? That's how I got started, John. And I've done everything that way. It's what I've, gone on dates. And I've turned the date into a business meeting. No joke. No joke.
Put yourself out there. Right?
No. The date was pretty crazy because I actually did this. I actually was like, I didn't know what's going to go on with this date. So I gave her a napkin and she was telling me how she kind of wants. And I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. Put this down on a piece of paper. And I told her exactly what I just told you.
John, are you still there listening?
Okay, so John, the second thing is to answer your question, and I'll wrap it up on that, is as far as capital goes, the best way to do it is friends and family that believe in you, but have a business plan to pay them back, okay? You can't just go and say, I need $100,000. That's not gonna work. You need to go and say, Brock, I need $100,000, and here's your return on investment, and here's the track history of how this product works, and here are the sales, and here's the profit margin. You look at those 4 things. It's called a SWOT analysis.
That's right.
A strengths, a weaknesses, an analytical, and a tactical. That's what I've used to purchase every company. Not everyone has succeeded. Some have failed.
Those are pretty expensive to gather, right?
No, well, they are if you use them.
Thank you, John, for calling, and I hope that answered your question.
Yeah,
man.
John, thanks for the call.
Yeah, but that's what I would do, John. Now let me answer what I was telling you about with what the pastor was saying. So the reality is if somebody's talking behind your back, guys, that is the greatest thing that you could ever have.
Elaborate,
you know why?
Elaborate to our listeners.
Because listeners, if people are gossiping about you, oh my gosh, did you see Sally? She got a divorce. Oh my gosh, did you see David? David did this. And it's, oh. Guys, they have nothing better to talk about
than you.
Yeah.
Okay? And that is what's gotten me with my drive. Still does to this day. I mean, I love it. I didn't tell anybody I got divorced, but guess what? Everybody else was talking about it. Great, fantastic. You got nothing better to talk about than Mark Barrington. Thank you so much. I mean,
that is certainly a
that
perspective. That is awesome.
Now, the lowest point, we'll go from having fun.
This is good, man. This is good.
Well, we try to be. We go, and I don't even drink. So that's what's even crazier. Like people, they like their whiskeys and their wines. I don't really drink. I just like to go to the bar and order a water or a 7-Up and put a lime, and they say, what you drinking? I don't know, what you drinking? So you just blend in with everybody else. All right? So, you can have a little bit of fun. But
before you continue that, my pastor, and I'll let Pastor say something, you guys can go back and forth. He makes a comment. He says if you want to interact with people, building relationships is the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Because it furthers you in life. You guys agree with that still, right?
Well, yeah. You find out. I network all the time. As a matter of fact, 6-7 years ago, I created this business.
He said to wrap it up.
No. I was saying we got 2 minutes.
Oh, he said 2 minutes.
Before we
I did it for the sole purpose of networking, and that networking has opened many, many doors to me. So you got to build relationships. You talk about money, John. Oh, by the way, is John getting the steak dinner? You didn't.
Oh, yes, John.
Hey, John, you got to call back. I did my steak.
Yeah, John, you need to call back. Pastor, thank you for reminding that. We we got to be a man of our word. Steak dinner, it is.
John.
If John, so we're going to redo that. If John doesn't call back, the next caller gets the steak dinner. Well, because I don't know how we can follow John. How can we find him?
Charlie has his phone number.
Star 69.
Oh, Charlie's got his number. John, you are getting a steak dinner from the guy's perspective.
John, congratulations. You have won on the guy's perspective a $100,000 steak.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we'll see y'all the next half. Wow, that is good. This is good.
You guys like this?
You guys are doing good. You guys are doing
like this?
good.
He's a radio
You guys are
personality.
doing good.
Well,
Yeah, you got a lot of energy.
We're gonna have a little bit of fun here, and I've got. I need to. I'm gonna see if I
You
can.
got a lot of
This is
stuff I
good.
want to
This
ask you
is
about.
good.
But,
Talking about John.
We appreciate. Yeah.
Completely forgot. We owe him a steak.
Yeah, we owe him
Yeah.
a steak.
Hi, John.
I forgot all about it. I was
That
so
quick.
caught up in what y'all were saying.
Yeah, he's supposed to feed my children.
Yeah. But to be fair, it was Columbine, right?
Huh?
Were we joking about
No,
Columbine?
no, no.
or-
Columbine's where we're going to
Columbine
send them.
Steakhouse.
You're kidding.
No,
right?
we're going to send them.
I was totally kidding about you. Know,
Well, unless you guys want to send them someplace else. Where you
No,
guys
they
want to
got
send
some
them
of
to?
the steaks.
Columbine's got excellent steak.
they really do.
Is
I mean, but they're
Columbine
a
a thing
hole in
on
the wall.
Federal?
Yes,
It's
they
got
are
really
a
good
hole in
steaks.
the wall.
Or we can turn around
That's the
and
rudest
send them
place
to
you'll
like
ever go get a
Benihana's
steak.
or someplace for steak.
Yeah, we could do something. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
we'll do something
like
elaborate for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
that. Let's clarify that we're not sending him to, to
We
each
just
their
wanted to
own.
do a steak dinner
Yeah,
for the guy.
yeah. I mean, I love their steak.
Do
but
we
that is
just
not a
wanna-
friendly place.
We need to know
We-
how
we
we can
can-
get him.
we-
We need to know how we can get him.
He's got his number. Just call him out.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we about ready for this?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll answer that question with the lowest point.
560.
Okay.
$90 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear all of us pretty good, though? Okay. Will do.
Just you and I.
Y'all got to kiss that mic. Oh, yeah. Mark, who's Mark? Who's your guest? Who's your guest?
That's my girlfriend,
Oh, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
but nobody knows about her.
Yeah, we won't say no.
Oh, guys, I got a great thing going. I got a great surprise for you. Hey, Swift.
Hey,
Remember how you said I'd always be good as a radio guy and podcast? Are you there?
yeah.
Yeah, well, I got my show. So I've got you in front of these DJs here. And I want you to say hi.
Yeah,
Can you
What's it? Some DJs?
I'm doing a radio show called The Guy's
who's he
Perspective.
talking to?
OutKast. It's a surprise.
Oh,
So hold on one second. I'm going to ask you a question. When I'm going to put you on and I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute, okay? Okay, Swift, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to have you say hi and tell them how you met me because it's a cool story. We got about, 30 seconds, Charlie?
Man, he was running for senator or something. He was doing drugs.
I just, hold on. Don't say that yet. Just say
Give us
that.
1 second. Give us 1 second.
I ain't gonna say
How's
that.
everybody doing
I
today with the
wanna
guys'
tell the truth.
perspective? You can call us at 303-477-56.
Hey, this was a guy's perspective, so I have a really quick surprise. I'm really good friends with this band called OutKast. Hey, Swift, are you on the line with me?
On the line, what's up, Mark Barrington?
Hey, we've been talking about networking. Guys, this is OutKast.
How's it going, man?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey,
That's cool
Good
that
idea.
you called into our show, OutKast, man. That's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Well-
DJ Swift, cut Master Swift to be exact.
Hey, we need to have you come on our show, you and Mark.
I will.
Well- Hey, Swift, why don't you tell him how we met and your funny thing that you always say about me when I talk.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I think we met. It had to be 2013, 14 during the OutKast 20-year reunion tour. We was doing a couple shows in Colorado, and I think at the time Mark was campaigning. Was you running for?
It was Congress.
District Congress, yeah. I'm sorry, but he was running. He happened to be out in the hotel or in front of the lobby. I guess he was campaigning, and that's when we met and we got to talking. And he's a very interesting figure.
You got that right.
We all know he can talk at 100 miles. So
Well,
he was telling me, and at the time was Trump running or Trump just had won or so what was it?
Trump was running at the time, yes.
Right. So we got into that whole debate. But anyway, in the midst of all that, we kind of just became cool. We locked in as friends, and 10 years, 10, 11 years. So we've been Been tight like that booty ever since.
Well, well, if you don't mind, do you mind if Mark gives the guys perspective your number and we have you and Mark on our show probably next month or in the month after, man? We ain't got no problem like getting you down here to Colorado and you guys.
No problem, man.
And we'll make a thing out of it. Like we'll advertise it. We'll yeah, you know this
man, that's cool. That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, Swift.
Yeah,
Hey, Swift.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't you tell them about how you know I never shut up when I'm talking.
I mean, he like real white. He don't never
Well, hold on. Hey, Pastor, can you chime in and tell him? Because
you know what I'm saying? Y'all white. Y'all ain't even white. Y'all ain't like real white. He be like, everybody be like, Mark. Like, he's like the Energizer Bunny.
That's
Yeah.
funny, man.
all right, well, Swift, thanks for calling in. I just wanted to.
Don't let Swift go yet.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Pastor's got a question for you,
Yeah,
Swift.
sorry for being ignorant, but I don't know what OutKast is, and I don't know what Swift is. Can you tell us a little bit about your group?
Yeah, tell them what OutKast is, Swift, and how many Grammys you guys have won.
Oh, OutKast is want me to do that shit? Excuse me, my brain. I don't know if we. Oh, you want me to do it like they do it on I can do it like Alexa. OutKast is an American, African American. Yeah. I was two guys from Atlanta, man. Went to certain high school together. One from Savannah, one from Atlanta. And they met up, and I happened to meet them through their cousin. One of the guys' cousin. We was in a rap group together. So that's how they came about. And I was a dope DJ at the time doing my thing in the city because I'm like 4 or 5 years older than them. And they was just some guys trying to come up rapping, and so we all kind of met like that. And you know, through that, everybody talent and trying to be inspired and living their dreams. Everybody, you know, hooked up, started making music, going whatever they was doing. And so you got these good big records like So Fresh, So Clean, Southern Playlist.
So fresh and so clean. Hey, wait, hold on, Swift. I want to give him a little bit of the hey.
Hey, Swift, you ever do any gospel rap?
He gonna interrupt the interview.
Hey,
and
Swift,
everything.
any gospel rap?
He can't help it, but
He's still talking about you, Mark.
we take Mark as a sacred blessing from God.
Swift, Pastor asked if you do any gospel music.
I mean, I can because I grew up in the church. So
That's
it's
what I
like,
was wondering.
Wow. I mean, the gospel. I mean, that's all music is. Gospel. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
everybody may not agree with how the message is delivered, whether it's sound or words, but it's good. It's just good, man.
That's cool.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Swift. I'm going to get back
so
to
much.
answering some questions.
Thank you.
Stop.
Thanks for joining us.
Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
thank you.
Yeah. You answer questions. Don't talk so much. Don't let them ask y'all shit.
Oops. All right. Thanks. All right. See ya.
For anybody who wants to call in, we're 303-477-5600. We're the guy's perspective. And what's amazing about what's happening right now, 5 years ago, this started as a dream, and who would have known that we'd be here now?
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
Think about what he just said. He said his band started off with a dream, and that's where we're at.
So do
It
you two
inspired
gentlemen
me.
believe that it's got to be a dream
It
first?
all starts with a dream.
A vision, right? According to the
Where
Bible.
there is no vision, the people perish.
Oh, my goodness.
You know,
Yes.
from the guy's perspective and talking about the business, do you know the reason why I just did that?
It helps promote us. Thank
No.
you.
No. No. You guys asked me originally when I called in, because who knows who's listening to this at 2:00 on a Saturday,
Right.
except idiots like me. Okay? And you were asking if you know how to make money, call in.
Yes.
So I did. And the reason that I just called one of my best friends, Swift from OutKast, is because that is the power of networking.
That's right.
Wow.
So I did that to show you guys, because it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So,
A lot of truth.
Areno, when you've built your business, what have you found in networking and the power of it to build your business? And Pastor, I'd like to hear yours as well, and then I can chime in what I've done.
Like Pastor said, building relationships, going to networking events, opening your mouth, talking to people. You never know who's sitting next to you until you talk to them.
So what's been the key in networking for you?
Just getting involved in different aspects, like there's something called the BDTA, City and County of Denver puts on. Going to different, being exposed to different networking events, and just taking advantage and trying to meet everyone in the room.
Nice. Pastor, how about you in building your business?
You know what I find? To me, information is powerful, and information costs. And what networking does is networking opens the door to that information. You find out about people. I said a little while ago that I created a car service, my own private, because I didn't want to be an Uber. I wanted to be me. And I got hired by the Gaylord Hotel, and I prayed. I said, God, I want to network. I want to meet people in business. And 90% of my clientele were business people. And a lady got in the car. Her name was Alicia Visconti. She was the CEO of a company that I'm now a part of. And she opened that door for me. And let me tell you, when she did that, I got so many people. Every year we get together, just got back this week. I just sit down and talk. I talked last year. This year's amazing how what happened last year opened up doors this year. Someone made an offer to me just because of building a relationship. And the offer was absolutely amazing. You build relationships. They're not going to just make an offer to somebody they don't know. You got to find out about these people. Mark brought on OutKast. I mean, I don't know what OutKast is, but it sounds like they got it together.
Oh, they've had
Big.
it.
They got a group, and so he seemed like the kind of person that would be friends with someone like OutKast. who becomes friends. I promise you, without even asking, he found a moment to network.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like that, you can't just get them to come on the air. I mean, their time is money, and their information is money. So when you start meeting people, it's amazing the doors that open for you. And I am absolutely excited about that. And I think if we can continue to do that,
Absolutely.
what you say, they asked the question, how do you make money? Well, he just showed you how you do it.
Yeah. And I think for me, one of the choices in business that you have to make is, are you going to, I like to call it local or glocal. Okay. So if you're fresh and you want to start a business, let's go back to that napkin idea. Well, decide right away, am I going to be a local product? Or am I going to be a global product? Okay. So now that's step number one. Then step number two is the power of the networking. So in one of those squares or on the triangle angles, you need to include your networking.
Well, Mark, I'm letting you know the guy's perspective is going global.
That's right,
We're
baby.
Gonna make it.
Oh, you're going to make it,
We're gonna
baby.
make it. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. We're going to have some fun in this studio. But let me finish with the glocal, because this is what I was faced with. When starting my business, I realized that you need to utilize your friends and family, but that's not what a business is. You have chambers, you have rotaries, you have Kiwanis. Start in those places. But the problem you have is if you can't go to every single thing. And with my business, I had to make a decision because I was in another market 900 miles away, and a guy said, hey, I have a national organization with people all over the country that could use your product. Do you want to be our preferred vendor? And I said, sure. And from that point on, I was able to build a business not from a local perspective. It's my biggest weakness is that I'm not involved locally like I should be. I have customers in all 48 of the 50 states. Okay.
Wow.
And that's because of the glocal that I call networking capabilities. And once you're in there, I mean, I could be a part of every chamber and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's group all over the country if I needed to. But to make something work in the business world on that plan, you have to have it written down and decide where your priorities are. You with me on that? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. There he goes with the crowd.
Have you wrote a book yet?
I actually have.
Have you really?
Oh, really?
What's the name of your book?
Persistence, a life through trials of trial through life's journeys.
Really?
Yep.
Because
Where
Pastor,
can we
you
find that?
You can't find it.
Is it in the?
It's just on my computer.
do you plan on publishing?
Yeah,
it?
eventually I
Gotcha.
will. I want to wait till I'm just letting the Lord take. I want to see what's going to happen with, I never expected to get the divorce. And so I was pretty quiet about it. But you know what? I got no shame in talking about things. I mean, the
It's
biggest,
just a part of life.
it's just a part of life. And God's changed my heart. And when I told my ex-wife at that point after, and you asked earlier, which I never answered on the lowest point, it was when my wife left me. And then I was getting ready. I thought I was going to lose my business. And I thought I was losing my kids. That was the lowest point.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got on my hands and knees, and I was on the floor, almost ready to kill myself. And my Mexican mafia friend came over, and he cuddled me, and we prayed, and I felt the power of the Holy Spirit, and I said, dang it, now it's Mark 2.0, and I'm going to figure this out.
Right on. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
If anybody wants to call into the show and talk to guys, call us at 303-477-5600. We're here with Mark and Pastor Tate of the Upper Room. Give the guys a call. Let's talk about this. We're talking business, networking, and how to build relationships. Heath, tell us about how did you get into acting?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I
sorry.
had a question for Mark.
Go ahead,
I've been
Reno.
trying to ask him.
Wait, you're sitting right next to me. Just go, dude, come on.
That's right.
So, how did you come out of debt? You said you're in over 6 figures in debt. How did you climb out?
Good question.
Well, I'm still in debt, paying it off. Because in my business, you have to put the money up front, and I can't go get a hard secured loan.
Right.
So I have to put it all on the credit card and hope that I make a lot of sales to pay it off. It's just, you got to have a high profit margin product like we do.
Amazingly, the more debt that you accrue, the higher your credit score goes.
No,
Isn't
but
that the drop, though?
but I also can tell you, to get out of debt, there is that whole Dave Ramsey approach, which I've been on his show a few times and gotten into a lot of arguments with him. I always lose, of course. I don't know what the key is other than just living within your means. And I think with a lot of people that are struggling and in the business world, you need to decide what the priorities are for your family. Put those down first, and then anything extra, you invest back into your business. And that's been the most traditional way. And if a bike's spokes ain't broke, you don't fix it.
Sure.
That's the way I see it. So, and it's still, I think, gosh, I probably only have about 5,000 left from that one campaign. So it's taken many years, but I also put it on a progress plan too. So to make it more affordable.
So I got a question for you. This is Andre 1993 here.
1993.
Anyway, tell me more about your merchant business.
Sure. Well, we are a full service ISO, independent sales organization for Visa, MasterCard, Discover. And we sell credit card processing to anybody who has a business. And in the business world, one of the things we talked about networking, but mentoring is really, really big. So in college, my, as I called a foster dad from our church at Cherry Creek Pres, Jeff Small, decided to start an ISO, and he needed sales guys. And so I networked with him, but I also had him as a business mentor. So that in the business world, you need to find someone that can really help you. And that's where that local and global comes in, because you can find somebody that you can really look up to and admire. And so what we've done with credit cards is we've found a product that is a residual based income, and we've built it on a boutique style relationships with people, understanding their needs, and them being able to pick up the phone and get an answer when they need it.
Okay.
Mark, can you tell people about like childhood and bullying and how you overcame that? I mean, that's
Sure.
important for a lot of guys to get through.
Absolutely.
Gosh. Well, as you can see, I like to talk a lot.
Oh,
Did I
that'll
get
get
you
you
too
punched.
much?
I did. I mean, look at me. I'm freaking standing on this. Well, I mean, it's not much room, but I could stand on this chair and dance around. That's what I would do in school. I think in the 80s, we didn't know what ADHD was.
Sure.
And we didn't know what high autism levels were. And people just didn't know how to handle it. And so that constant negativity built me to be so strong to find out how to sell. And when I was in kindergarten, I found a magazine that sold cards. And I walked door to door and sold $1 cards to people so that I could earn M&Ms.
Wow.
Entrepreneurial at kindergarten, six years
and
old?
then through that time, I found that my best friends were all older people, and ones that knew the business world, and I just started gravitating towards that. But I had a lot of negativity through that, and I had to strive through it. And if it wasn't for my faith, and it wasn't for my youth pastor coming into my life and just wrangling me up and saying, hey, it's going to be okay, God's got you, let's memorize these scriptures, you know, that's what helped.
Is it like negativity as in naysayers basically saying, you know, try to shoot your dream down or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, when I was sixth grade is when I wanted to be into politics, because my
that's young.
My French teacher's husband was our state legislature. He ended up being a U.S. Senator and Congressman, Todd Aiken, out of Missouri. Okay. And he was a great mentor to me from that age. And I probably could have gone back to St. Louis to do it, but I didn't. I decided I wanted to stay out here and do it. But that motivated me to have that dream. And when you go and you take this thing called the ACT test and you only get a 4.
Wow.
There's your sign.
That's your sign, baby. And that's a true story. I had to take it like 4 times. And I ended up getting a 16 by the grace of God, and I was able to get into CCU. But I used all that negativity to turn into positivity.
I have a question. So Warren Buffett believes that, at least from what I was listening to him this week, he believes that it's, if you start a business, hold on to it, and he doesn't really let that business go unless he's tried everything possible to build it. For example, he had some business he kept for 20, almost 30 years that really wasn't generating money that he thought would. What would you say to somebody about that who is a small business owner?
Sell it.
That you think they should sell it if it's
start over?
Over, even if they think they can get it generating money, but
you can think all you want, but unless you ain't putting in the actions, it ain't gonna try, buddy.
That makes sense.
Does that same thing go for marriage?
That's a legit question. That's a very legit question, dude. You kind of threw him a curveball with
don't
that.
ask it.
Hey, that is the guy's perspective to the team, boy.
Hey, we need to address that to the route.
You know what? I got the pastor sitting next to me.
Probably the only one that's qualified. I've been married for 42 years.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Good job, Pastor, for you.
You know, and I mean,
that's a rare thing, Pastor.
Yeah,
that is a rare thing.
It's very rare, and I'm real proud of it. And has it been smooth? No. You know, and I tell you what, you mentioned putting a lot of pressure on your spouse, and you know, that's going to happen, but you have to be aware of it while it's happening. I think a lot of the times we get so pumped and get energized, and I can go, and after a while I learned that I need to slow down and let my wife catch up. You know, and because. And she don't ever complain. Never complains. She don't never say anything, unless it's, you know, it's just a little bit too much. But we just learn how to work together, and it hasn't been perfect, but it's been real good and very rewarding. My wife and I, we're partners. We're partners in everything we do. We're partners in church. We're partners in business, and you take life every day and you just make it work.
Well said.
And you can't use. Well, if it don't work, we'll get a divorce. You can't have that hanging over you.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
You can't. That's not a way out of it to me. You just make it work. I married her for a reason.
And I think that's what happens too for a lot of us, is that once that divorce, that D word gets in, you know, our communication, you've already almost set it in motion, in my opinion.
So do you feel like when a person says the word divorce, it's almost like the business owner saying "I quit" and throw the towel? Is it kind of similar?
Yeah.
One thing I have found in loss of either business and or divorce, or going through divorce, was that there's life after it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I got to say,
after divorce.
Babe, I love you. Sorry for throwing out the D word every once in a while. If she's listening.
Throw the other D word out.
Again, anybody can call us at 303-477-5600.
Oh, well, I got a quick question for the rep. Would you say if somebody was going into a marriage and wanted separate bank accounts, do you think their mindset is towards divorce?
Now we're getting into counseling.
That's a guy's perspective. We talk about everything.
One of the major causes of divorce is finances.
I believe that. I believe that.
And when you know, it may work for some people. I'm old school. My wife would never let me have my own bank account. She says, "What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine." So,
No, wait,
such
but I'm
thing.
asking
But-
a question in a different aspect.
I think it can work.
No. I'm asking it in a different aspect. I'm saying if somebody comes into the marriage and wants separate bank account before the marriage starts, are they having?
He just said it could work.
Well,
But I'm saying,
what's
I
the
think their
other part?
mindset,
What's the
well,
other
if it
part?
doesn't work, you know.
What are they saying? The other one. I mean, it's two people.
Well, you're
Yeah.
not married, Brian, so
But
just move along. Move
that
on.
has to be something like anything in marriage. There's got to be something you agree on. It's the modern way of thinking. You know, people keep their money separate. I can't say that is wrong, but I think it's very difficult to bring two people into one. The Bible says that two shall become one, not on a wedding day.
And that,
Over time, it happens.
and that's more of accountability when you think about it. I'll be honest with you, my wife and I, we have separate banking accounts. Dave Ramsey obviously disagrees with that. You need to have your own bank account. You know, going back to you, Mark, with your business, you know, I think our producer was asking a question too, you know, regarding that.
Okay. Can
But-
consumers buy a meter to determine this, like Amazon or such? I'm not sure what the question's asking.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I said, what in the world was
Sorry,
that?
Sorry, Charlie. We thought you were chiming in.
I was
something.
waiting for this Amazon thing. I was like, oh.
Hey, well, hey, we got.
But question:
Sure.
How much did your business? If you mind telling us, if you don't, it's none of our business.
How
but
much does the business cost? Why don't you just get to the question and
Yeah,
say, hey,
how much
does the business cost to get into?
and how much has it grossed over time, over years since you started?
Well, that's for me to know and you to find out.
In other words, none of your business.
That's the polite way of saying.
Yeah.
No, look, let me get back to the importance of this to answer those questions. I think the 3 takeaways for you is to figure out what your dreams are. I think you need to network and find the mentorship and a product that's going to sell itself. And when I talk about the mentorship and the relationships, that has been the most important thing to me because Jeff, my business partner, is the one that I bought the company from 4 years ago.
Jeff Bezos.
No,
Oh, I was like, oh man.
no, his name is Jeff, but I'm not going to say his last name because he'll get mad and he's definitely not listening. So, you know, but the reality is over a 20-year period, Jeff saw me as a salary guy because I didn't want to take that extra step because I'm like, oh man, I'm getting $10,000 salary a month. This is great. Plus commissions. You don't want to leave that because you're scared. Okay.
Comfortable.
It's comfortable.
Well, guess
Absolutely.
what? My mentor said, put your money where your mouth is. You're all talk. Why don't you just do it? And I said, you mean go without a salary? How am I going to do that? I've been living off of 10 grand for a month. And he mentored me through it and said, okay, let's start with baby steps. Let's look at your budget. How much were you living off of? I said, I'm living off of this, Jeff. He goes, great. Cut here, 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 and here. And now you can make this work. And that's what I had to do. So when you ask, how can you do that? That most important step that's been very critical for me is these relationships and mentorship of people. And these buying groups that I am a part of and being a part of the vendor board, we do nothing but network when I go and coach and I speak in front of these people. And the greatest thing is all these older guys that are in their 60s and 70s that have built these businesses that are 5, 10, 15 plus $1 million companies. We've got buyers lined up because of one thing, because of the power of relationships and the power of networking. And those 2 things are key to helping you succeed and drive in very big.
Everybody, we've only got 2 minutes left. It's 303-477-5600. And if you're listening to this, make sure you vote for Mark if he decides to run again. Yeah, he's definitely got my vote for sure.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. So if you're listening, and that's just kind of a plug-in for you since you came
Well,
on
thank
the
you.
show. Let's try to get him elected right there to Congress. Is that what you're going to do again?
Wherever God calls me to do it.
I
Gotcha.
can
You're,
appreciate that.
Your book title should be From Punches to Punch Cards, where people punch a card for you.
That's good, man.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay, just real quick around the room, just tell everybody who you guys are so we can say good afternoon. We'll start here with the truth.
I'm the truth.
All right. Andre, a local businessman, and Mark, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, buddy. We need people like you. You are a mentor. You are a mentor to a lot of people. Do you have another gig going on?
I mean, I do. I have other businesses that I've done. I actually Uber
Okay.
And I want to say, Pastor,
and
thank
other
you.
stuff.
Pastor, thank you for coming. Mark,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for coming. And turn this over to Heath.
This is Heath, the actor in Colorado. John, you won that state.
He did.
And we'll give you a call.
Yep, I'm Reno, local business owner also.
I'm Mark.
Mark Barrington.
And I'm Pastor Tate, and thank you for having me on the show. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we'll try to get Mark to stop by the church one afternoon, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Hallelujah, Lord Jesus. We praise your name.
All right, see y'all later.
Nah, that's the truth.
Dude, that is a good show right there.
Mark, yeah, thank
You guys like that? Was that fun?
Yeah.
Y'all have- hey, you know what?
You got some notes on
Well, you
that?
know what you do when you have a good meeting like this? You get like this and you say,
Thank you.
Lord Jesus, we just come before you, and I just want to say thank you for the words that you gave us to say, not knowing what was going to happen, how we were going to get here. We pray for this audience that listens to this, that in some way, in some fashion, that they would feel an impact in their life, and that they could say, how can I be a kingdom builder and move forward? We thank you for each and every one of their passions and desires to spread your word and shine a light in this dark world, and allowing me to be a guest, the simple little Mark Barrington coming on this show. God, you've enriched my life by being able to use my gifts that you've given me to enrich other men's lives. And I pray, Lord, that you just heal these people across the country and let them see you as the kingdom maker. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
That was super
Thank you.
cool, man.
Hey, did we get a picture of all this with this KLZ?
Yeah, let's do that.
yeah.
We definitely want it for our webpage.
Let's get that.
I'm on up there, guys. I want a picture with all you guys.
Charlie.
I'll have Charlie do it.
Yeah, and then just text it to me.
Charlie, can you snap a picture? I'm a big.
Come on in.
Did you guys like having Swift on? Was that kind of cool?
Oh, that was so cool,
Yeah,
man. That was cool, man. Thanks, man.
You bet, buddy.
Thanks, man. Baby.
All right.
Good to see you.
Make sure you get that KLZ in there for us.
KLZ.
Man, I'm too. Can you get us on, man?
Oh,
yeah. Got your all. KLZ!
KLZ! Yeah, no, it's the guy's perspective.
That's right.
Sweet. Oh, come on, Charlie. Thank you for coming, man.
Thanks, buddy. I
Man, you
appreciate
should
it.
have hopped on the show
Yeah.
today, Charlie.
Thank you, Pastor, for coming.
No, Charlie.
Appreciate it.
That was
We'll,
cool,
we'll
man.
touch base this week about getting your business going on that stuff.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Brock.
I'm on.
Oh,
That
Andre.
was cool.
Okay.
That's Brock.
Oh, we should have been calling you Andre
I've seen your
3000.
I know you guys come visit us at
Just a
church,
couple
man.
times.
Yeah.
I saw you,
Just let me know what time it is.
Popping in to
10
see
o'clock.
these
All
guys.
right.
Are you from? You live in Colorado?
I just live right down there in Lakewood.
Lakewood.
You guys come
Yeah,
see?
Right on, man.
No, I don't carry business cards. That's what
Yeah,
I
man.
was-
Do you mind if we look you up on
That's it.
Facebook?
Yeah, friend me on Facebook, man.
Right on.
For
I'm
AM,
on
there's a lot.
Facebook.
We're doing a
Yeah,
lot
we're
of
going
mix-up
to-
on an AM station.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Don't need to do that.
Well, we'll get Swift on, but you know we can have any of his other.
Swift,
What do we gotta get?
you know OutKast,